All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my brothers and sisters over at Facebook Live, ladies and gentlemen, people of the world. Pastor Dowell here. Now, I'll give y'all a few minutes or a few seconds to come on in here for a second, and I'll get to talking about some of the things that is necessary for us to be able to hear in the day and the time and hour that we're in. Hey, Shalom, Ranger. Glory to the King. Bless you, my brother. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. I got a few things I need to go over here this morning. And I'm hoping to provide some information, some wisdom and knowledge. Okay. And of course, you all know, just like I do, I could say that we're living in perilous times, if you want to call it that, perilous times. I don't know if you really want to call that or not. But I do know this. I do know that ever since we've had this coronavirus scare, pandemic, epidemic, or whatever you want to call it, we have had an influx of calls come into Straightway. And I do mean an influx of calls. And I'm talking about calls from everyone who wants to save their hide, to people who we don't even know, who actually wants to come and pull up their travel trailer and camp out here with us at Straightway. I mean, fear is just ruling the whole entire earth right now. Now, I've had a few people ask me, what do you think is really, really, truly going on? Because I have my own sentiments. And of course, one of them is, I talk about it all the time. I talk about it all the time. And one thing I talk about is that if you were Satan, and I want y'all to listen to me, and you're not Satan, all right? I'm just using the scenario because you have to learn how to know your enemy, because the book teaches us that we're not ignorant of the devil's devices. So listen to me real close. There are two things and only two things that you need to know about your enemy, the Hasatan, that he would do, especially pending this end time scenario situation that we're in. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about these phone calls and people want to save their hide and their heightened sense of selfishness. So the reason why people, for some reason, don't prepare themselves. But there are two things that Satan would do. Number one is he would corrupt the hearing. He will corrupt the hearing and he will stop the hearing. I'm talking about the discerning hearing, because remember, faith come by hearing, and hearing by the word of Yah. And if you want to make sure that nobody has salvation, you do everything you can to distort the hearing of the people. And that's what the Hasatan has done. And then number two, control the food. Because if you control the food, you control the population, control the world. And of course, we know that the Hasatan used food as the first temptation of man, whereby we all failed. Now, here at Straightway, and not only just at the main hub here at headquarters at Straightway, but all across our community settings, and we have 9 viable working communities up and running. We're getting bombarded from people who we don't know, but they say that they're Israel, and they claim to be Israel. And I guess we just supposed to automatically believe them at their word. No, we don't do that. But I tell you, we got people that want to pull up travel trailers. They want to come and camp out with us. They want to put up tents because they're simply not prepared. And if I said it once over the years, I said it 1,000 times. You people want to find out about all these people out there just because they can have the ability of recall and know how to quote scriptures, and they seem like that they're preachers. These people are not preachers. These people are not preachers and teachers of the word like you think they are. And you're going to find out more than anything if you're listening to the right one or not, based on their ability to be able to see afar off. Because a wise man, he foresees the evil day and he prepares his house. And that's what we do constantly all the time. And like I said, it is that they're literally taking up all our recording time. People who I've never heard of before in my life, now all of a sudden they're interested in Straightway. We was up in the elders meeting in Wisconsin, and this particular question came up about people wanting to come all of a sudden to the ministry and stuff, and we don't know them. And I told them, I said, I tell you what, wait till after this coronavirus scare, pandemic, epidemic is up, and then tell them they can make themselves known and come to fellowship, and we'll see if they really truly want to be a real true Israelite in the fellowship of the unashamed. Because, more than likely they don't want to. But man, I tell you, I cannot tell you how many times I tell people to prepare. There's a run on ammo. People can't find ammo. And now you got brothers trying to buy ammo from other brothers when they should have been buying it themselves. Sometimes people tell you what you should be doing. And of course, it's totally up to you. You can, it's your choice. You can remain complacent. You can be apathetic. You can be passive. You can do all the things that the flesh would charge you and have you to do. But if you're wise, you will listen to a wise man, and then you would be wiser still. Anybody know about these principles at all in the scriptures? And I've got, again, they're blowing up our phones and everything. So here's the solution for us Israelites that are in the ministry. If you can tell in your pending area that they're going to be shutting down things and restricting travel, and you can't go to work or whatever. You remember me talking about MAGS, Mutual Assistance Group? You see, now all this stuff starts to resonate. All this stuff starts to really, I remember Pastor Dowell saying that. I remember him talking about stuff like this. And man, he has done everything in his power to try to help us to get ourselves prepared and wow. And then all of a sudden it comes down and you ain't prepared. But if you are near a home fellowship and you're near a community and you are faithful in the ministry, what you should do, and that's why I talk about MAGS, Mutual Assistance Group. Rather than everybody trying to make a run on the community, what y'all should do is take your food storage and your ammo and put it in one centralized location. And then y'all gonna have to learn how to live with each other for the time that this coronavirus scared, pandemic, epidemic, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it, but whatever you want to call it, until it either passes or it runs its course. Either way. But you want to be able to be in a position to be able to protect yourself, because I'm gonna make some very harsh statements right here, okay? But I don't mean nothing by it. But people today are literally fools if you think that you can go out and buy 15, 20, or 100 acres, and you only got you or your wife, you or your children, or you or your immediate family, and that's it. There's no way possible that you could pull guard duty. I don't care if you got dogs, they can get shot. There's no way you can pull guard duty for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You got to sleep sometime or the other. And your wife has got to be of an alternate conscience. She's got to be someone of a serious soldier to be able to comprehend what's going on, to be able to help guard the homestead. So it only makes sense that you would take 3 or 4 of you that are together in a fellowship, move food storage and resources over to that one particular area that you designate, and then y'all stack up one family into one room, and y'all learn how to live. This could be the perfect opportunity for you to find out who you are. It could be the perfect opportunity for everybody to see if they got in them what it takes to actually go forward. It just does. Because people are calling me, telling Pastor Dowell, we don't have any toilet paper. Pastor Dowell, we don't have ammo. Pastor Dowell, we don't have no place to go. Pastor Dowell, we're Israel. And being Israel, we just want to know, Pastor Dowell, what solutions do you have for your people or for Israel? I'm like, are you people serious? How is it that you could not hear me all the time, especially for over 20 years? I've been screaming and hollering and shouting. I feel like Noah. I literally feel like Noah with all the warning that I've been doing. And now all of a sudden, you have been in, all this time, you have literally been in the heightened sense of selfishness. You have literally been caught up in normacy bias and cognitive dissonance. That's where you've been at this whole entire time. And now all of a sudden it takes the world, the Gentiles out there, the news source and the news media to put a defibrillator on your mind to shock you into reality, to get you to think, and now all of a sudden you want to move? And now all of a sudden we're supposed to be responsible for you when you were totally irresponsible? When I gave you all the tools, information, wisdom, and knowledge, know-how. I can't tell you how many gathering of the saints meetings we've had here, where we would teach you survival techniques. We would teach you first aid, teach you familiarization with weapons and stuff, and even do some combative courses and stuff, and teach you how to carry yourself. And now all of a sudden, we're supposed to be overly concerned for you, whereas you and your presumptuous self couldn't be. And you're finding out, everybody's finding out that all these people out here that call themselves Israel, they're not Israel. I told you, when they stuck in these population centers, these cities, they don't have no plan for their people. They ain't planning on no plan. But man, you're going to find out who was Noah and who was a fool. Because if you keep listening to all these people, that all they do is they play on your feelings and emotions. All they do is play on your hurts of the past and stuff. You deserve exactly what you get. Now, I'm going to show y'all something. I want y'all to listen to a phone call. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. I want y'all to listen to this phone call that Sister Vicky, she stopped me going out to the dining hall this morning and said, Pastor, you got to hear this one. You have got to literally hear this one. I want y'all to listen to it. Here's a phone call from somebody who say that they're Israel. Now, I don't know them. I don't know them, never heard of them. And he's asking a question, since they're all Israel, what is my solution for the people? And if you've been listening to me all this time, and especially if you can pick up that phone and call that number that's normally behind me, you should know what the solution is for the people if you've been paying attention, damn it. Oh, but listen to this. Let me pull it up. Let me make sure this is turned up high. I want y'all to listen to this phone call. I hope I got your undivided attention. Listen very closely.
Message. Monday, 9:33 a.m. Shalom alaikum. This is Marketing Purposes Only Radio. This is Brother Sharona Yisrael. I got Brother Matthew Yahoo Lee Yisrael on the line with us. We know that the virus is really taking up America, so we were just interested in what you guys' plans were for Israel, because we're Israelites. We are Ibrahim Yada, and we worship Yahshua HaMashiach, not Israel. I'm fluent in Aramaic Hebrew. And I'm your brother. If you're my brother, if you're not my brother, then you bear false witness on the testimony. We were just calling to check on y'all. And please give us a call at 479-312-2025. We're leaders, so we don't speak to the leaders' men. We speak to leaders. Shalom alaikum. Barakayam.
Now, isn't that something? First of all, you're going to sit there and you're going to call here. But then you're going to tell me that if I don't help you, then I bear false witness. Yeah. What kind of mindset is that? Now, mind you, listen to me very closely. Listen to me very closely. And listen to me very closely. He claimed that they are leaders in Israel. Well, damn it, if you're leaders in Israel, how is it that you don't have a vision for your people? Because you just got finished calling the leader. So there can't be all these leaders. I mean, there are leaders when you will break it down into tribes, into different associations of camps and all this other stuff, but apparently you are not the leader. And then that's the way that you talk to the leader, because by you calling me is an automatic admission that you ain't the leader that you think you are, that I am the leader. Is that making any sense? Is that making any sense to any people whatsoever at all? Gee, man. So I marvel at this stuff. I truly marvel at this stuff. I'm going to say it again. For over 20 years. And you know what? This ain't the first time. Neither is it going to be the last. I have been screaming. I have been hollering. I have been shouting. I've become common. I made myself base and been abased. I've rebuked some of you proud ass people who you think you got a little platform to get out there and bump your gums, and all you do is just dumb the people down even more to an unprecedented level till they can't even understand what's right and what's wrong, what's truth and what's error. They can't tell the left from the right. They can't tell the east from the west. They can't do anything by the time they keep listening to all these damn voices out there that add to the confusion rather than listening to the voice. And that was just one phone call. I hope y'all can make it out. If y'all can make out what was being said, could you please put a 7 in there if you can make out what was said if you heard it. Because if not, then I'm going to try to see if I can come up with a better way or better recording to be able to put it on another video. And I talked with Sister Ashley this morning. They're going to talk about it on Sisters to Sisters broadcast this coming 5th day. But I am amazed. Are you not amazed? Are you not amazed? Oh, boy. I don't even know how you even answer something like that. Because these sure are some arrogant, proud, lack of humility people. And I'm going to say it again, if you are a leader, like you fancy yourself to be, or leaders in Israel, then how is it that your people don't have direction? Why are you coming to the leader? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? I know, mock, chide, do everything you can. Talk about straightway. But at the end of the day, all our communities, homesteads, it's amazing how these people find our email, find our homestead phone numbers, community phone numbers, and they all want to be over here. Only to save their hide. And I've already given the elders that if anybody's trying to come to save their hide, they don't need to be here. Because they're going to come in the wrong spirit. They're going to come in the wrong vein. And they're going to tap the whole assembly because of their unconverted mind and the selfishness that they find themselves steeped in. Because some of you out there, you just flat out hard-headed. And you don't know how to submit. That's the problem we have in Israel, is the lack of submission to godly authority. And it's a shame what I see going on today. It's a shame, it's a shame, it's a shame, it's a shame, it's a shame. Oh, boy, I forgot what else I said I was going to talk about here this morning because I done got so immersed in this particular subject right here. But it's just sad. Listen, I even said it last Shabbat that these people, they are not leaders. They are not leaders. These people who fancy themselves to be leaders just because they got a YouTube channel, they got an outlet to be able to speak to people. These people are not leading you in the right way. They're not preparing you at all. Whoo. What else I was going to talk about here this morning before I let y'all go? I have a lot of stuff that we're doing around here. Glory to the King. Yeah, bless y'all and good morning to each and every last one of you. It's an honor to be here. I hope that all the Israelites that follow straightway are doing well. Now, I'm probably going to make an announcement today, but we're pending all the places that it seems like that the federal government and the president of the United States of America, and I said that on purpose like that, it seems like that every single one of them are dragging their feet concerning doing a national quarantine. And so what they're doing, you've got states and geographical locations or municipal principalities, municipal, but you know what I'm trying to say now. I can't even say it now. But anyway, seems like there's local states, government, parishes, and officials, they're making their own borders. They're already making borders and everything. So travel is already greatly restricted. Restaurants are being closed down all across this land. And what else is going on? The shelves are literally bone dry. I mean, I'm up here in rural Tennessee, and the shelves are bone dry. You know what I saw the other day? Do you know what I saw the other day? Now, this sister has always loved her pastor. She's always loved her pastor. I saw her the other day in a grocery store up in Walmart. And I said, how you doing? I am not going to mention her name. And she says, doing well, Pastor, doing well. How are you? I said, I'm doing well. And she says, I'm up here looking to buy toilet paper. And I said, you ain't going to find none over here. You definitely, because they've been out for over weeks. They've been out for a few weeks over here. And her husband used to be an elder in this ministry. And of course, she wanted to stay, but he had to go because we made a judgment. We adjudicated a matter to sit him down. Now, we couldn't strip him of the eldership because the gifts and calling of y'all are without repentance. So him, saving face, pride, chose to resign from the ministry. And now they're out there. And watch this, being the elder now, right? Leader, right? It's a shame when you don't live no farther than 15 miles from the community. And now your family ain't even got toilet paper to wipe their 4 point of contact, which if they would stay connected and been listening to me, they would have been ready. And in their pride, chose to kick the traces a few years ago because of his sin and his lack of leadership. Now his family with 6 or 7 children don't have, I could only imagine how much food storage he got. I could, if that. And I gave her direction. I said, sister, you need to find some old t-shirts, some old clean rags, start cutting them things up. I said, get a disinfected bucket and stuff when you get finished using, use some for pee rags, and then have another set for boo-boo rags. And this is how you go about doing it. And then after that, I just said, shalom, see you later. Isn't that amazing? At least she did get direction from the man who used to be a pastor, but the elder who was proud. And what does the book say about prideful people? Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Now we also have an epidemic of people who don't even want to live on community, who all of a sudden want to come to community when their damn hide or their health is on the line. Didn't want to submit. Didn't want to be up under authority, but now all of a sudden you want to come to the community and live at the community, man. What fools. In the arrogancy of your mind that people are today. Even self-reproof and self-correction is not even helping today. I mean, what damn spirit is people listening to today? I mean, because that we ain't gonna, the Bible says that a sinful man will not be reproved. You hear that? A sinful man will not be reproved, will not be corrected. A sinful man will not be corrected. Who is that? Who's it talking to? Who in the hell is that then? And who is it talking to? Now, y'all just got finished hearing that. Y'all just got finished hearing it. Now, I'm going to play it one more time. All right. If anybody want to hear it one more time, we got new people coming in. Type in the number 1 if you want to hear this one more time. Because here we go again. All of a sudden, you don't think that these people are listening the straight way, but then they find themselves listening. Oh, by the way, I heard that 119 Ministries has come out and made a video against polygyny. I said, really? Somebody get this video, or at least this portion of it, to 119 Ministries, and it's going to be like all the rest of them. Tell them if they're so confident in their false, fake, phony belief that Pastor Dowell, and I promise you they know who I am, tell them that Pastor Dowell challenged them to an open debate and discussion over this subject. Because they shows sound good with they good words and fair speeches and a little smooth talking and everything. Don't they? Don't they sound good? They're deceivers. Anti-Messiah. Let me go ahead and pull this up again. Here's the video. Here's the audio of somebody who claiming to be Israel, speaking the lingo. Shalom Aleichem. We are Bareens. They're speaking the lingo, claiming to be leaders, but don't have no direction at all. And then they tell me if I don't give them any direction, and they gave me the phone number, then all of a sudden I'm false. Dang! Isn't that amazing? The arrogancy, the unmitigated gall that people possess today is off of the proverbial chain. Well, let's get there real quick. Where is it? All right, here we go again. Let me find that video. Here we go.
Message. Monday, 9:33 a.m. Shalom Aleichem. This is Marketing Purposes Only Radio. This is Brother Sharona Yisrael. I got Brother Matthew Yahoo Lee Yisrael on the line with us. we know that the virus is really taking up America, so we were just interested in what you guys' plans were for, Israel, because we're Israelites. We are Abrim, Ani Yada, and we worship Yahshua HaMashiach, not Israel. I'm fluent in Aramaic Hebrew, and I'm your brother. If you my brother, if you're not my brother, then you bear false witness on the testimony. We was just calling to check on y'all, and please give us a call at 479-312-2025. We're leaders, so we don't speak to the leaders' men, we speak to leaders. Shalom Aleichem. Barakayah.
And there's some, they don't speak to the leaders' men, they speak to leaders. I call that presumptuous are they self-will. Ungodly men meant to be condemned. That's what I call it. Because listen to the arrogancy and the attitude. That ain't the way you come in humility when you seeking for help. You're supposed to come in a whole total different vein. That's right, brother Dan. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up the way people are today. They so damn arrogant today. It's just unreal. Unbelievable. Am I living in a land of make-believe or something like this? What in the hell is going on today? Our people who are Israel. I don't know you, Israel. Just not everyone that say that they're Israel is Israel. So just because you bear witness of yourself, I can't accept that your testimony is true. Because if you was Israel, bro, Ron, when we pull it up, if you was Israel, I would know it. Wouldn't I know it? But I can tell you right now, I speak some lingo, speak some language and stuff, but your spirit is far from a true Israelite. Wow. 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 The Israelites that listen to Straightway, listen to Pastor Dowell, they already prepared. They already know what they're doing. I mean, man, we got so much stuff stacked up. It's unbelievable. But anyway, let me get over here to the Passover. Probably sometime today, we're going to have to go ahead and cancel this year's Passover, at least in the first month. We may postpone it to the second month, according to Numbers chapter 9. And keep your ear, but we will not be having Passover at Straightway because of all the fear mongering of the whole world and the federal government and the states. And they've already done greatly restricted people. And of course, when you get 700-800 people, matter of fact, you get like almost 800 people that were scheduled to come, 750 people that were scheduled to come to be here on the land. And we got people now that can't even get out of there. They literally can't even get out of their state. And New York is getting ready to actually quarantine the whole state. And so, the Bible does teach that the children of the world are wiser than the children of light. And so, if, I want y'all to listen to me very closely, if you was planning on coming to the Passover and you had your offering, I prefer that you would send Federal Reserve notes to the address we normally have below, which is, I think it's 506 Ellington Parkway, Lafayette, Tennessee, Lafayette, Tennessee 37083, or P.O. Box 32. P.O. Box 32. You can send either cash, check, or money order to P.O. Box 32 and address it to Charles Dowell, Dowell. You can put Jr. on there if you want to. Dallas had a curfew. Wow. See, I can't really wait on these people right here. I'm going to have to look out for Israel and just say, Israel, we're going to go ahead and postpone this year's Passover, possibly to the second month of our year, which will be in May. And we will get back to you if that's the possibility. We may have to end up taking the Passover online. And then if you choose to come to the second Passover and when everything is going good and fine, we'll make that available if possible. But if you want to send your offering, your Passover offering in, I greatly appreciate it because I'm used for the work of the ministry again, as usual. But you can make sure your checks, money orders, is to Charles Dowell. Okay, I also have a PayPal, and you want to make sure you want to donate by friends and family, so that there's no fees incurred. And you want to make that. I mean, it's over at Charles Dowell. I believe it is. I'll get the more. There's always information in the description box on YouTube, but I prefer Federal Reserve notes if possible, or cash. You can send that to P.O. Box 32, Lafayette, Tennessee, Lafayette, Tennessee, 37083. And at the end of usually all my YouTube videos, the address is already below down there. If you're going to send it by FedEx or UPS, private carrier, you can send it to 506 Ellington Drive. 506 Ellington Drive, Ellington, and then add on P.O. Box 32. And then Lafayette, Tennessee. But make sure that all checks and money orders are addressed to Pastor, or don't put down Pastor, put down Charles Dowell Jr. Charles Dowell Jr. But anyway, let me get back to over here to this video for a second, all right? But y'all make sure y'all get the word out, okay? And I got a few things I need to discuss with my patrons over there this week. I'm going to put out some dynamic videos, mainly coming out of the vein, what the elders meeting was all about, and what we some of the teachings that we need to come to and actually speak about and teach about. Hallelujah. All right. So, hey, I want you all to be encouraged. All right. Each and every last one of them. I want you all to be encouraged. Okay. And I'm looking forward to seeing you sometime soon. Don't know when. Also, the Jacksonville meeting has been canceled because the hotel room, they called us up where we were actually going to have the meeting, and they went ahead and shut it down and postponed it to a later time. So we'll let you know later on when the Jacksonville meeting is going to be available. And when it is available, we'll get to you. But hey, I had to just go ahead and let y'all hear this morning, because if I didn't have a recording to for y'all to be able to hear, you couldn't believe it. You would. There's no way you could believe it. You can't think that people are actually going to be this way in this daytime and hour that we're living in. I'm telling you, man, country folks can't survive, can't they? Well, wow, I wish that people would pay attention. He that have ears, let them hear what the Spirit is saying unto the assembly. Bless y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. Shalom, Israel. King coming.